It don't cost you nothing.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Auntie Mickey again on this subject. And I thought maybe the last video would have been my last time. Unfortunately, it's not. But I can't just sit by and watch what's happening without having something to say. I'm a nobody. I don't profess to be anybody, but I'm a viewer. I loved Angie Stone. I loved her music, but I didn't know her personally. Just like most of the people talking on this issue didn't know her either. Let's be real about it, y'all. Angie is a trending subject, and content creators are using this to their advantage. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not accusing any one individual, because I, for one, am also on here talking about Angie Stone. But what I want to talk about as far as Angie Stone is concerned, let's not use Angie as a means of bickering amongst content creators. This has gotten completely out of hand. Completely out of hand. If there's something to be found out, let it be found out. I'm sorry, I'm sticking with what I believe to be the truth. You may not agree, and that's fine. Let's agree to disagree. But I've listened to all sides. I've come to one conclusion based on common sense and what facts have been laid out thus far. I look at the facts based on who knows what's going on and who's assuming what's going on. There's only one individual speaking on this subject, to my knowledge, that has an inside track to the whole situation, and that's Stone Paxton. You guys say what you will. Say what you won't. Stone doesn't have a dog in this fight other than the fact that he loved Angie and they were friends. They were close friends. He knew Angie. Some of these other content creators, I would have to say most of these other content creators, didn't know Angie personally. But when she passed, everybody jumped on that bandwagon. Ooh, somebody deleted her. Ooh, this person was in on it. And ooh, all those people were... People die every day, tragically, without someone being the cause. Now, yes, Angie was going through some situations with her money, her royalties. People were very quick to assume that it was high up the chain. But for the money that was involved, this wasn't high up the chain money we looking at. And I hate to put it in this fashion, but this was broke change. When I say broke change, this was broke people involved. Because higher up people are going for higher up money. Not the kind of money that Angie was talking about. The people involved with what they were doing to Angie was sitting right in her face. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Angie's son is involved with a snake. I'm going to call it what it is. Angie's son has been entangled with a snake. For whatever reason, she done laid it on him. She done spread it out and laid it wide, or however y'all put it. I don't know. But she's used her abilities to get in, so much so that she got in the house. She's still in the house. When you allow a snake in your house, that snake does some sneaky, snaky shit. And that's what she did. Angie's son, I have no opinion about, because I don't know what their actual dynamic was. That's not the point about all this. The point is that we've got an individual that is inside. She's inside the house. She has been close to Angie, and she has been doing some real questionable, foul, snaky shit since Angie's passing. Who sells? Who sells obituaries to people? Who sells T-shirts at the homegoing service? A snake. That's what a snake would do. Despite all that, Stone has laid out the information for you to disseminate. It's up to you to decide if you want to go with facts or fiction. Because, once again, YouTube is a business. YouTube is here to make money. And even though they've got their little terms and conditions, they could care two shits about our community and how we make our community look. As a matter of fact, I personally think they thrive off of it. Oh, look at them acting stupid now. They're going against each other. Look at them. Just let the dollars keep running in. Let the dollars keep running in. Dangling that money in front of each content creator. Oh, they broke. They gonna go for it. They're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff to bring in more viewers and more clicks and views, and that's more money in our pockets. It's a little bit of change in theirs, but it's really in our pockets. Despite it all, Angie's gone. And I honestly believe if she's able to look down on this, judging from what I've heard, because again, I can say again, I didn't know her personally, but I've heard about her. I've heard about her from credible people. And Angie had a heart of love and caring and helping people, and to a fault. Again, to a fault. Because there's people out there that will capitalize on your kindness. They say, kindness for weakness. But God don't like ugly. And the truth will be revealed if it hasn't already. There's an investigation going on. I also believe that there's some cover-up going there, but not to cover up for Angie, or not to cover up for some nefarious person that might have caused this whole accident. But I believe that there's some people in the law enforcement offices that are covering up their sloppy work. That's to cover their own ass. That's another subject. But this has gotten out of hand. And I've sat here and I've watched different content creators make a mockery of this whole thing. Undercover, sneaky, this, that, and the other from above. And stop it. We got this content creator talking about this, and this content creator is disagreeing with this one, and this one over here is, no. Stop it. Because you know what you're doing? You're laying out something for the clear people, as you call them, to sit back and point and say, yeah, I knew they'd do this. That's what Satan does. He throws a rock and hides his hand. And he sits there and watches the people accuse each other when it was him all along. I'm going to play videos from each content creator. and you decide. I'm not asking you to think one way or another, because I've already made up my mind. And again, I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody in this. I don't have a dog in this fight. I come from a time where whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. But we ain't in those times now. We're on social media. Everything's on social media. And it's out there for people to pick and choose what they want to hear and be entertained from what they want to see and hear and think about and talk about. And some people are collecting money off of that as well. Please, don't support the debauchery. Please. One content creator actually got scared. I'm not going to say any more about this content creator because I'm not mentioning names. But she wasn't scared when the neck was rolling and the this was happening and the this was happening and the that was happening. And now that it's gotten real, she got scared. We've got another content creator that actually made amends, so to speak. And for whatever reason, they ain't cool no more. And then we've got Stone here that rather than to fall into the nonsense, let's do something productive with this. And again, I'm giving this man the credit because this is common sense talking. Now, yes, as a man, I'm sure he is upset about being accused of lying or whatever the case may be, or ridiculed about his appearance. I'm an 80s girl too. But you know what? It doesn't matter what you say or think about what I look like or what he looks like. That ain't going to change the truth. That isn't going to change what has transpired thus far and what is going to happen from this point on. But let me tell you what Stone did. He said, let's make lemonade out of these lemons. Let's you and I get in that ring. I can't recall his exact words. But let's raise some money, charity, for the family. Once again, it demonstrates to me that he don't have a dog in this fight. Let's have a solution. At least do something besides bump our gums. Let's do something to help this family. And hopefully, while all this is taking place, their eyes will be open and see what they need to do to rectify what they've allowed in their house or they've allowed in their life. Angie's gone now, but this snake is still in the grass. Whew. I never thought I'd be sitting here on YouTube talking about celebrity news and feeling like I'm part of it. But I honestly feel like what I have to say matters. And I'm hoping I'm not the only one out there feeling that way. That can't, somebody else has got to be the voice of reason. Somebody. It's not about clicks and views. There is such a thing as decency. Come on, y'all. Don't fall for the okie doke. Because at the end of the day, you can lay down and go to sleep. As a viewer, you can lay down and go to sleep. But as a content creator, you've got something in this fight now. Your YouTube money. You don't want to lose your YouTube money or your freedom, for that matter. Going toe-to-toe with people on a subject that has really nothing to do with you personally. It doesn't profit you personally, other than you've got a channel and you're using this story as a platform to gain more views and more clicks and AdSense and all that good stuff. I'm not close to being there. I may not live to see that. I'm 62 years old. I got on YouTube to enjoy myself. But what I don't enjoy is watching my people go at each other's throats while other people stand back and laugh. You guys, I'm out. Watch the rest of the videos. Peace.
Okay, it's a lot of stuff that's going on, and I just don't know if I'm going left, right, back and forth. I know it's been a lot of chatter, okay, then I'm scared. Yes, I am scared. I can confirm that. I'm not trying to run away from that. I'm getting these emails. They telling me to hit this link. They're talking about YouTubers getting suspend. I can't even say that. I can't even say the word. Okay. You know, I've never been through no stuff like this before. And looking at the state of YouTubers, how so many YouTubers are getting sued, from Tasha K to Millie to the next person to the next person, how people are getting kicked off of YouTube to Cynthia D, G, Sorty, Tony Sotimati. I don't know. I have to be careful, y'all. Okay. I'm not no hero. You are going against really dark energies. And I need all the help I can get, you know? People on my emails, they're telling me they come in as a friend, but I don't know. I feel like it can be a snake, you know? So I want to talk to you guys about everything. That's why I put my face up there and I cover my mouth in Scary Cat, because people are trying to provoke me to do things out of my character in order to do, I don't know what they're trying to do, but they, you know how people are like, oh, you scared, you so scary, Cat, because they want to provoke you, they want to test you, they want you to do, you know what I mean, certain things. And no, I see you'll play a mile away. So she'll come back. Okay, you ready for the next guest?
Yes, yes.
Chiron, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, you said my name right. How you doing, Gigi?
How you doing, Chiron?
I'm on the phone with Stone Paxton. I'm the Chiron that Stone spoke about in his part 2, okay? And I got him on the phone. He don't want to come on your show. But I just want to let y'all know that y'all need to stop assuming when we have the facts about Angie, okay? Quiet Storm, we appreciate you sending out that message to Michael, okay? But this is very heartfelt and emotional still for us with what happened to Angie, but we really don't appreciate the lies that's being said about this whole case when it comes to Angie and Angie's legacy, and Angie's accident, and Angie's royalty. Your viewers need to know the facts and the truth about what happened to Angie. Yes, ma'am. I'm Crypto Mecca in the crypto space. I'm Mecca L on my Street Talk Daily podcast that Stone spoke about. And I'm Chiron in real life when it comes to shit like this, ma'am. I'm Crypto Mecca in the crypto space. I'm Mecca L on my Street Talk Daily podcast that Stone spoke about. And I'm Chiron in real life when it comes to shit like this. And what the brother was saying about the 45 songs is not factual at all. So this Storm guy on your show, he's not speaking all the facts. He don't know all the facts.
Thank you.
And he's assuming, okay? He's trying to figure it out. And all you got to do is call me and I can give you the facts, Gigi. Okay? She don't deserve to go out like that.
Thank you.
She did not deserve for her funeral, burial, casket picture to go surfing on the fucking internet. I'm pissed about that.
Amen.
No, I didn't go to the funeral because I ain't want to be around a bunch of fake people, okay? It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
Hey,
go ahead, Stone.
Hey, Chiron, let them know that Shayna convinced Michael to sign an agreement with her. That's why she's
Shayna convinced, you can hear Stone. Shayna convinced Michael to sign an agreement with her.
That's how she's able to move how she's moving.
Only one we really want to talk to is Tough News. Tough News ain't trying to lie. Tough News ain't trying to distort and mess up Stone's reputation. Stone was minding his business. Stone don't have to lie. Stone talk to Angie Stone every single day.
Okay. So I want to read the comments, and before I go on, I have to say I apologize. I'm so shamed. I'm so ashamed. I apologize. Anybody that has been offended on my channel, I apologize. That is not my intention. That is not what I set up my platform to be.
Okay, last night, Jag, people was hitting me up about this show. They said they over there changing the narrative. They saying this and that. It's some bullshit. Paperwork, get over there. So I went over there and I looked at the show and I was like, whoa, what's really going on? You see what I'm saying? And it was a woman on the show, and half the crowd thought she was you. I knew it wasn't you, but half the crowd thought she was you. The other half said that it wasn't you. But this woman, her name was Sharon, she was literally impersonating you, but she was changing the narrative. One thing that disturbed me, she said something that disturbed me. She said that something like Jag know that Angie didn't get killed. I'll go talk to Jag. Don't worry, Jag gonna straighten it out. So you got the flow, Jag. I don't know what's going on. I know that I'm being attacked as well as everybody on this panel. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead, Jag. You got the. Let me put you in the middle because you got the flow. Go ahead, you're in the middle.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I could say, and there's a lot of things that I could do. But you know what? I like for people to hang themselves with their own words. See, Chiron, or whatever your name is, you've been impersonating me for so long that you actually think you were gonna get away with it this time. Because see, I already sent paperwork, the the information.
That woman been impersonating Jag for years, and now she's part of changing Angie's narrative. Jaguar said that woman was not a background singer for Angie. She was not on the Rain song. My Sunshine Has Come. Bro, this is the biggest mess. But guess what? They are trying to change the narrative any way they can because we are CLOSE to the truth.
Okay, pause. I didn't hear that woman not one time identify herself as Jaguar Wright. Did you? Maybe I missed something. I rewound. I wanted to make sure I heard what I heard on that previous show. I didn't hear this woman implicate herself as being Jaguar Wright. I heard her identify herself as Mecca and another name, I'm sorry, I can't recall. But definitely not Jaguar Wright. But see, that's how shit gets started. People add their own little words and implications to things and then pass it on as truth. And that's what paperwork did. She never said she was Jaguar. She did mention Jaguar later on in the video, but had nothing to do with her being Jaguar. And she definitely didn't say anything about Jaguar was going to clear anything up. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Moving on.
Starting to drop, and that more raspy hood-like is starting to pop out. Can we hear that?
Yep, I heard it. I heard that transformation.
Now, let's see exactly how much Mecca and Chiron sound alike as we progress. And I'm going to get every single one of them back for what they did to me.
If you don't mind, could you give us a little context on what happened to you? Like, let's not just leave it
What
there.
they did, because I've been listening to the Lyle B. I've been in the cut, Misha, when she dropped. I'm ready to donate my money. How I started was when Mo3 and King Von passed away. My spirit led me to YouTube 4 years ago, right?
Right.
So a skull. Just say no to skull out of Dallas because I'm from Jersey. Because I'm from Jersey, I live in Texas, and I sing, and I was in the industry, right?
Okay.
And I've worked with Mary J. Blige. She did one of my joints.
Oh, poor thing.
I used to roll with Angie Stone. Pause! Did y'all just hear that?
Yep. She said I used to roll with Angie Stone.
She said her name was Mecca. Now, mind you, last night when she was sitting over there lying her fucking ass off to Gigi and them, and the gospel quiet, I don't know which one to pick, Drizzle, because fuck
quiet storm, gospel storm, with any kind of fake weather. Because the only thing they over there doing is pissing in people's face and telling them that it's rain. That's the only kind of weather they making. Now, she had the audacity to say last night that she had talked to me. And guess what? This was when she talked to me. Rewind. I can't believe y'all people weird, G. Y'all are weird and you're stupid.
But she was sounding just like you
That went
last
to
night to fool the
YouTube
crowd.
4 years ago, right?
Right.
So a skull. Just say no to skull out of Dallas because I'm from Jersey. Because I'm from Jersey, I live in Texas, and I sing, and I was in the industry, right?
Okay.
And I worked with Mary J. Blige. She did one of my joints.
Oh, poor thing.
I used to roll with Angie Stone.
Oh, damn.
So I'm a BMI writer, you know. I'm older now. I'm 52. I'm 52 now, but I was in the game. I met Denzel Washington. I was an American gangster. You know what I'm saying? But to make a long story short, Stone
Damn.
started calling me Jag.
Oh.
And because I had an avatar, but I didn't know they were setting me up though. I didn't know they were setting me up. So I remember some lady from California asking your husband, he lied and said, that's Jag, but I'm not Jag. I wasn't Jag. I even did a show saying I'm not Jag.
Talking about Goomba?
Yeah, they asked somebody. I don't think it was your husband, Goomba,
Yeah.
but it was your baby, the child's father.
No, wait a minute. Oh, you talking about Sam?
They asked somebody. They asked somebody, and he was like, "That's not Jag." And then they asked you, and through another sister friend of yours out of Vegas, and she was like, "That's not Jag." But I showed my
You're
face.
talking about OG Patrice, who was from Vegas.
Well, they asked the sister.
She was a stalker. No, she was a stalker too.
Girl, I don't know. All I know is I've been waiting to talk to you, to clear my name, because I was showing my face, but a lot of times I was showing an avatar. I would show a cartoon character. So I didn't understand why every time I would show my face, they would say, don't show your face, don't show your face, but I wasn't catching on to what they was doing to me. So they've been bullying, they've been scamming, because I gave up a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I worked real hard. So I was throwing money to Slow Show. I was throwing money to a lot of them. And Snoop, this girl named Snoop out of Cali, she saw me and her, and I got the receipt to show it on IG when I showed my face. So she knew that I wasn't you. And then she turned around on her show and played me, and I saved every single clip because I'll never forget what they did to me for content. They don't have no motherfucking content. They fake as fuck. Girl, I'm pissed. And I've been waiting to talk to you about it because I never realized what they was doing to me because I started.
Let's just take a pause there for a second, shall we? Well, honestly, I mean, I think we've really heard enough, haven't we?
That's crazy. That's
I
fucking
think we've
crazy.
heard enough, haven't we?
Golly,
Until you get
man.
my face in there. This is your 80s guy. The 80s guy. This is the 80s guy. You know, I like my 80s look. I love it. Anyway, so check this out. So it seems to me, you know, we trying to, this is supposed to be about Angie. But what I'm noticing is some content creators that say they want peace, they don't really want peace. It's not about peace. It is hard for me not to believe that it's not about making money online. And I say that because everybody keeps going this way and that way. I got up this morning, 4 a.m, been training with the other black belts, right? Training this morning, clearing my mind, just thinking about a lot of stuff. And I thought about something that would be absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna tell you what that is. So we got the content creator talking all this smack. And I don't mention people's name for various reasons because I don't like putting energy to their names. So I don't mention it. So I'm going to say this. You know who I'm talking about, sir. So I'm going to say this to you. You said you wanted peace. You apologized. I accepted it as from man to man. There's people in the comments that told me, man, don't trust him. I ignored those things that people said, right? I ignored it. I ignored it because I said, you know, here's two men. If this guy can apologize, I am going to respect that, right? But let me explain something to you. Why would you apologize only to undo everything that you, or undo scenarios that you said that you wanted to abide by apologizing. What is the real narrative? That's what I want to ask you. What is the real narrative? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? What is it that you think you're going to accomplish by bringing other people in to speak negative of me? I don't get it. I'm really trying to understand. I don't get it. Nobody knows. You can only assume what you think about me by the way I look. You can only assume. The glasses, the way I dress, it doesn't matter what nobody says. A word is a word. But watch the words that you reflect, because those words that people reflect is actually the way they feel about themselves. And that's the real truth. That's why those words don't necessarily bother me. Now, the only thing that bothered me, you got to remember, you're the same guy who said that you wanted to unlife me on YouTube. First of all, I had some other situations I was going to handle legally with it. Still kind of floating in the air with it. But I'm going to say this to you. There's no expiration date on that statement you made. We do have the recording of what you said. And am I scared of you? Hell no. That's in your mind. You make yourself believe people are scared of you. Nobody's scared of you, brother. But what I will say is this. Hey, why don't we do something that would be the greatest thing that we could have done on YouTube for a content creator? Why don't you and I'll talk to Floyd Mayweather about getting the gym. Let's set up a hand-to-hand combat in the ring, just me and you. No other content creators, nobody else talking, none of this, none of that, none of this online, none of the tough guy stuff about unlifing me, because they didn't stop selling guns when they sold one. Just remember that too. They didn't stop selling guns, and you have no idea of my background, tactical-wise, but I will say this. I'm going to say one thing to you. Why don't you and I do a battle and raise money for YouTube to give back to Angie's family? Now, I think that right there would be some super cool shit. You and I in the ring, just me and you, no talking. So I'm calling you out on the battle, okay? Because if you're not going to do it, then stop talking shit. If you're not going to do a hand-to-hand combat in the ring, you're not going to accept what I am asking you to do, which is a hand-to-hand combat. You and I get in the ring. Let's battle it out for charity. Let's give to, you let your fans see it. Excuse me. Stop. Let your fans see it. Let my fans on my channel see it and give back to the Angie Stone family. How about that? Me and you in the ring. You and I in the ring. No talking, none of this. Because when you get in the ring, it ain't going to be that much of that. That's when you really show your tough guy ability. All that I don't fight, well, that's the only thing you can do. Because we don't do nothing else over here. Anything else you do is going to get you in some deeper shit. And trust and believe when I say all that extra stuff you talk, it doesn't matter. Because you love your YouTube money. And you're not about to sacrifice putting yourself in jail for talking tough and talking about what you're going to do to somebody, unlifing them. You're a smart guy. At the end of the day, obviously you are. You're making money off the, your content. You understand what I'm saying? And you're using certain things to think that you can defame people, but you're using it in the context of, it's fair use. But you try to use fair use at the same time to try to damage people's names. That's not going to work, man. Let me explain something to you. Some people have worked so hard for their names, there's nothing you can do to damage it. You might think you're doing some damage, but it's all in your mind. You're not, because the people within that circle respect those people and they know who they really are. See, people know who I really am. 30 years, 40 years of being around me, people know, but you don't know. So I'm going to say this to you. Why don't me and you, and I'm not going to go into nothing. I keep running this same script over and over again. You and I, hand-to-hand combat in the ring. I'll let you put gloves on. We ain't got to be raw hands. Put gloves on. And let's do this for charity. Charity. You and I. Because all that talking, I'm tired of the talking. The talking makes no difference. We're doing this for Angie, but it seems like it's turned into something else. So why don't we use this now to raise money for Angie? Since the talking doesn't seem, nobody's listening. So why don't we just go ahead and do the hand-to-hand combat, you and I, in the ring, and give the money to charity for Angie's family? How about that? How about that, bro? Like, all that talking don't matter. Let's just do that. So I challenge you to a challenge as a content creator in the ring, you and I'll give you 2-3 months to train if you want. 2-3 months. I'll be ready though when you get done. If you want 6 months to train, I'll give you 6 months. All you content creators, and all the ones that follow that person's channel, talk to them. Let them know. Let's do this for charity. Let's do this for fun. Let's do this to get the money back to Angie. Hands and feet in that ring, baby. We going all out. All that unlifing people know. We're going to see how much of a man you really are. Because you talk like you're one. So let's get in the ring and be about that one. You understand? Yeah, I'm an 80s guy. I love my 80s. That's me. I'm retro, baby. But when I get in that ring, I'm going to be 100% retro. And we're going to raise that money and give back to the family. So let's do that. All the extra talking, let's stop it. Let's just get in that ring and get down. Once again, I challenge you to a battle in the ring for the sake of charity and to give those contributions to the family. Let's help the family for real. I think we could raise a lot of money doing this. This will be actually cool. This will be cool. Ain't nobody scared of you over here, brother. It don't matter. You could make your people believe that. Who are you to be scared of? Ain't nobody scared of you. So remember that. You get online, you talk about unlifing people. Let's get in the ring and talk about using them hands to see how tough you really are instead of your mouth. Stone Paxton Music and Life. Let's do this for charity, y'all. Push the narrative. Let's talk about this now. Y'all, let's talk about this now. Let's get in that ring and do this for charity and give that money to the family. Let's go, Mr. Tough Guy. Peace, and I'm out.